Jai Hind children. In this video, we will discuss part B's chapter 1 financial statement of a company. So part B, which is basically analysis of financial statement, and it's a chapter number 1 financial statement of a company. So first of all, we will discuss the meaning of financial statement. And as you all know, हम 11th standard से पढ़ते आ रहे हैं that financial statements are what? These are the end product of the accounting process. What comes at the end? Basically communication, interpretation and communication. But interpretation and communication of what? The interpretation and communication of financial statements. So financial statements which actually provides the information about the profitability and the financial position of the business. These statements are known as financial statements. So what comes in financial statement? So first thing, that is balance sheet, which is prepared at the end of the financial year, which is also known as position statement. And the another document, then that is statement of profit and loss, that is also prepared at the end of the year, and this is for the year statement, and it discloses the income or the losses of the business. And then the next statement, that is the cash flow statement for the financial year, which shows the inflows and outflows of the cash under various activities. And these activities are basically operating activity, investing activity, and financial activity. A statement of change in equity, if applicable, and explanatory notes. So, all these documents are known as what? Financial statement. Now we will discuss the nature of financial statement. वैसे तो ये सारी चीजें आपने 11th standard में भी पढ़ी हैं, and even then it is required for a recapitulation. So the nature of financial statement, recorded facts. Yes, financial statements are prepared on the basis of the recorded facts, the data which is recorded. An accounting concept, in order to make financial statement more reliable and comparable, they are actually prepared on the basis of the accounting assumptions, postulates. Okay, and accounting conventions. So I hope you remember the accounting concept and conventions. We have studied it into the 11th standard, chapter number 3, theory base of accounting. So accounting concept and accounting conventions. Let me clear these points to you. Accounting concepts are actually the basic assumption of fundamental propositions within which accounting operates. Means accounting is performed within the yardsticks of accounting concepts, and whereas accounting conventions are the outcome of accounting practices or principle being followed by the enterprise over a period of time. So the results, the outcomes of practicing the accounting principles become what? Accounting conventions. So the financial statements are basically based on what? Accounting concepts and accounting conventions. Now the point number 4, accounting standards. Yes, while preparing the financial statement, accounting standards are followed. Personal judgment, even though certain accounting conventions are followed while preparing the statements, but still at some point, personal judgments are also plays a decisive role in accounting. Now, the use and importance of financial statement. So definitely it provides information about the financial performance, financial position, and these information actually assist management to take policy decisions and to exercise control over the affairs of the business or to control the cost of the business. And financial statements are basically historical in nature, so they provide the comparative study also. You can compare the 1 year's result with the previous year result, 1 year's expenses with the previous year expenses, and you can compare the data also. And then accounting actually works as a evidence also, so it helps in raising loans, and users can also use financial statement as a source of information for them, and helpful in assessment of tax liability. As we all know, the government and tax authorities also takes accounting information from the financial statement to calculate the income tax and GST, all these taxes. Evidences in legal matter, accounting is actually based on evidences. आपको verifiable accounting concept याद होगा कि accounting is based on what? Evidences, है ना? Vouchers, bills, cash memos, उस पर based होती है. It means every transaction has its proof. तो accounting को हम court में as a evidence, legal matters में it can be produced as a evidence. Okay, now moving forward. Now here we have the schedule for preparing balance sheet and statement of profit and loss. So in this video, we will discuss the format of balance sheet also. If you have remember the format of balance sheet, what you have studied during the 11th standard, it was a horizontal form of balance sheet, whereas the left hand side is for the liabilities and the right hand side is for the assets. But the company form of balance sheet, the format of the balance sheet in the company form of business, it bit different. It is prescribed by the Companies Act 2013. So the format of the balance sheet as per the Companies Act Schedule 3 is here in front of you. So you can have a look. The first column is a particular, and the another column is the note number, and then the third column is current year, and the fourth column is for previous year figures. So the column number one has first heading, that is equities and liabilities. And equities and liabilities is also having four subheadings, which is first shareholders fund, and then it has three subheadings, which is there in your syllabus, and then second major heading is share application money pending allotment. Third major heading is non-current liabilities, which is having four subheadings. And number four major heading is current liability, which has four subheadings. So the red colors headings are major headings, and they have their subpoints also. And subpoints like major heading number one, shareholders fund, it has three subheadings: share capital, reserves in surplus, money received against share warrants. So these three items will come under the heading of shareholders fund. The second major heading is share application money pending allotment. I'll explain the meaning of all these major heading and subheadings into another video. And then abhi hum is video mein we will only discuss the format of the balance sheet and the income statement, and the detail about these headings we will discuss into the another video. Now, the third major heading is non-current liabilities, which has four subheadings. And then fourth major heading is current liability, which also having four subheading. So I hope it is clear. The major heading and subheading is clear to you. And equities and liabilities is not a major heading. It's a name of the upper side of the balance sheet. Okay. Then the second heading is asset. It also, the name of the lower side of the balance sheet is what? Asset. It has how many major headings? Only two: the non-current assets and the current assets. Non-current asset has again five subheading, out of which subheading number A has its four subcomponents also. So non-current assets, everyone knows what are the non-current assets, which are the assets which are there in the business for the longer period of time, is non-current asset. And it has five subheadings: property, plant and equipment, and intangible asset. Okay, so what comes in property, plant and equipment? Basically, it's a term which is actually fixed assets term is replaced by the property, plant and equipment. And then intangible assets. So intangible assets, everyone knows what is intangible assets. Okay, goodwill of the business, trademark, patents, ये सब जो होते हैं आपके, ये क्या होते हैं? इंटेंजिबल एसेट्स होती हैं. कंप्यूटर सॉफ्टवेयर्स हैं, ये सब क्या है? वेबसाइट्स हैं, ये सब क्या है? इंटेंजिबल एसेट्स हैं. Then the third point is capital work in progress, and fourth point is intangible assets under development. अगर आपका कोई सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलप हो रहा है या कोई लाइसेंस या परमिशन प्रोसेस में है, पाइपलाइन में है, तो दैट इज अंडर डेवलपमेंट. कैपिटल वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस, बिल्डिंग बन रही है, प्लांट खरीदा जा रहा है, दैट इज कैपिटल वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस. Okay, now the second major heading is current assets, and you can easily differentiate between the current assets and non-current assets. Okay, now moving forward, and the total, and you all know the total of the asset side and liability side are equal. As you can see, this format also provides two column of amount, the previous year and the current year. So this format is itself providing a comparative study. You can compare the previous year figure with the current year figure. So the detail of the subheadings I will provide you into another video. Now moving ahead, we will have a look of what the income statement, also the format of income statement. Have a look of the format of income statement. It is totally different with the profit and loss account what you have prepared during your class 11th. That was for the sole proprietorship. Here it is for the company form of business. So As you can see, the first column is particular, second is again note number, and then figure of the current reporting period and figure of the previous reporting period. The note number is actually the detailed working notes which are maintained separately. So the page number of that book comes here, the note numbers comes here actually, like general folio and ledger folio is working. So note number is actually the working note number of these form, these points. यहाँ पे ये समरी में प्रिपेयर है, इसका जो डिटेल है वो नोट्स में जाएगा, तो वो किस नंबर पे है, दैट नोट नंबर कम्स हियर इन द कॉलम ऑफ नोट नंबर. So look at the content of the income statement. The first is revenue from operation, that is a sales. Okay, and the second is other income, which is not a sales. तो जब दोनों को मिला लेंगे तो आपकी क्या बन जाएगी, that is total income, first plus second. Then the fourth point is there for the expenses, and these are the total 7 expenses. Cost of material consumed, purchase of stock in trade, change in inventory and work in progress, stock in trade, employees benefit, financial cost, depreciation and amortization, and other expenses. It's a fixed sequence, children. You cannot change it. Okay. And then when you plus all the expenses, then total expenses come. And the fifth point is calculated, which is profit before tax, is actually the total of the third point. The total of the fourth point is subtracted from the total of the third point. That is total expenses minus total income. That is a profit before tax. Then we calculate tax on the profit, and then it comes profit after tax. So that is only there into the format which is prescribed by the board for the class 12 syllabus. So these are the formats of income statement and balance sheet, position statement. The detail of the sub points we will discuss into another video. That is, this video is only for the introduction of the financial statement. I hope you understood. So study well. This is the end of the video. So study well and take care. We will meet in the next video. Jai Hind.